All right, we're back talking about drone bans. Every drone owner in America just got a reality check. If you think that the DJI ban talk has blown over, you are missing the real story. FAA leadership is stalled. There are new executive orders on the table, and DJI's fate in the US is still up in the air. This isn't hype, this is a heads up, so let's jump in. Last year, I warned everyone that the US was not going to be banning the drones overnight, but that a new rule was coming that could potentially turn the market upside down, especially for DJI. Now, since I did that video, the 2025 National Defense Appropriations Act, better known as the NDAA, which didn't list DJI outright, but a few Chinese manufacturers, set the stage for mandatory security reviews. And I think everyone just kind of assumed that this would go on as business as usual, and that we could just keep flying our DJI products and keep buying our DJI products. But here's how it really played out. We are now 6 months into the Trump administration, and things have moved as they usually do in DC at a crawl. The Senate has been slow to confirm nominees for the agencies that have to sign off on the security review that DJI needs, which means that the audit of DJI and these other Chinese drone manufacturers hasn't happened yet. We're watching the clock run down, and decision makers are still arguing over process. So wherever you stand politically, this issue feels like business as usual, which is they're kicking the can down the road and they're leaving drone users in limbo. And the more that time passes, the riskier it gets for everyone who depends on some of these tools. And so while I got blasted in the comments on that and other videos related to the DJI drone ban, I'm not the only one who's talking about it. But more on that a little later in the video. Real quick, I do want to mention that this video is sponsored by me. And unless I say otherwise, every video on this channel is backed by my photography business. YouTube ad revenue is nice, but it doesn't keep the lights on. I am a working professional photographer, and this is how I make a living. I specialize in portraits, family sessions, photo and video work for small businesses, and I work in Las Vegas, LA, Riverside, Orange County, San Diego. And if you're someone who needs professional content that actually makes you look good, I am available. You'll find booking info and links down in the description. So here's a question. Who is running the agency that's going to help decide on some of the rules for your drone, your flight, your airspace? And if you can't answer, you are not alone. So Brian Bedford, who was the CEO of Republic Airways, is Trump's new pick for the FAA administrator. And this week, he's going before the Senate Commerce Committee. Now, he's not just some guy off the street, right? He's got years in the airline industry. He built an airline, and there's a lot of industry groups that back him. But that's not really the controversy. A lot of people are asking questions about his focus on pilot training standards. So Bedford and his company, Republic Airways, have pushed for exemptions to the 1,500-hour rule for pilots. And that rule says that any new pilot has to fly at least 1,500 hours before flying commercial. And critics say that lowering that number can potentially undermine safety. But additionally, the FAA has been bleeding talent. They're facing resignations and firings, and they're having a hard time keeping up with workforce demands. And this comes at a time when air disasters and safety reviews are front page news. Now, Mike Whitaker, who was the previous admin, resigned, and Chris Rochelau is holding the agency together in an acting capacity. So now if Bedford gets confirmed, he's going to inherit an agency that's kind of in the middle of a storm, and he's going to need to try to figure out a way to balance safety and efficiency and the push for integrating next generation technology like drones into the national airspace. And while on this channel we don't talk a lot about the FAA, we talk about the tools that we use as creators to develop the content that we need, either for ourselves as hobbyists, for our clients as freelancers, or just the industries that we follow as interested parties. And all of these things together make this whole process a lot foggier. I'm going to follow the story continuously, and I'll give you updates as they come out. But another story that I want to tell you, while my wife and I were in the hospital welcoming our baby girl, my personal Facebook and Instagram accounts were hacked and permanently shut down. My professional Instagram, which I built over years, was gone. And as a photographer, having a visible presence is super important. So I'm rebuilding, and I can use your help. But to make it worthwhile, I'm going to run a giveaway and sweeten the pot. I get gear from brands all the time to do reviews. And once I'm done, I don't always keep the gear. Instead, I want to give it to you. So here's how you enter. Follow me on Instagram, be a subscriber here to the channel, and comment on this video that you followed me over on Instagram. To help out a little bit more and to sweeten the pot, go ahead and like and share as much of the content there as you can. Once I hit 1,000 followers, I'm gonna start sending out free gear, and I'll contact you to let you know if you've won. Next, let's talk about the Trump administration's vision for US drone manufacturing. So here's where policy and strategy kind of come together. We got 2 executive orders from the Trump White House, both with one major goal, which is to jumpstart American dominance in drone manufacturing. Now, these orders are rather sweeping. For one, they fast-track the long-awaited Part 108 rules for beyond visual line of sight flights, and they push federal agencies to buy only American-made drones, as well as overhauling the vetting system for drones to be entered into the Blue UAS program to get compliant models into both military and first responder hands as quickly as possible. The problem, however, is China, because Chinese companies hold over a 90% share in the drone market and 70% in the enterprise sector. That's a big gap to overcome. Now, there are domestic firms that are working to build their drones to higher standards, but for a lot of US companies, this would be a complete retool of their supply chains, manufacturing, and compliance kind of overnight. The other part of this is that the executive orders actually open up FAA test ranges and have a promise for new funding to give small to medium US drone makers a shot at the fast-moving technology sector. So this is an ambitious move, but could be super difficult to execute since the market is so reliant on imported parts. So the question is, can the US close that gap in the 2 or 3 years that's necessary? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Next, I want to go back to what I talked about at the top of the video, where I mentioned my previous video about the DJI Drone Ban. I mentioned that in the 2025 NDAA, there was a requirement for a comprehensive security review for DJI and other drone manufacturers. Well, it's been 6 months since the Trump administration has been in office, and that review hasn't happened, and DJI is starting to call out the fact that this audit hasn't yet occurred. They're still waiting for any single agency to step up and start the audit. But here's the thing, if the review isn't completed by December 23rd, 2025, DJI is automatically added to the FCC's covered list, which effectively bans and denies them access to the US communications infrastructure. You hear me talk on this channel a lot about FCC leaks or FCC details or listings. That's because every product, pretty much every piece of electronics, needs to be reviewed and approved by the FCC. Well, if you're on the FCC's covered list, you don't get to submit. And if DJI drones that have not yet been approved are on that list, or if DJI is on that list, then they will not be able to submit. And DJI isn't being quiet. They are actively calling for government to move forward and promising full cooperation and emphasizing their record of privacy and security. DJI powers 70% of the global drone market and 80% here in the US. From farmers to filmmakers, public safety teams, content creators, we depend on their technology. And if this ban takes effect, the hit won't just be to DJI's bottom line. There could be potentially layoffs, delays in innovation, and real cost increases for anyone who uses drones in any part of their workflow. Now, there are a lot of people that say that US drone makers will fill the gap, but right now the domestic alternatives just do not measure up, either on price or features. And DJI is urging for a transparent, evidence-based review. And I'll emphasize again, this does not mean that currently approved FCC products would get banned. At least that's not currently on the table. It means that future products would not be available for future approval. So what does that mean if you're thinking about picking up a DJI product this week? The good news is you can still buy most products, including the new Mavic 4, and recent tariff talks might even make the price a little bit better and the availability a little bit easier. But it's not all smooth flying if you're looking at an upcoming release of something like, say, the Air 4, the Mini 5, or other yet to be announced models. If that review process gets pushed into 2026, these newer products could face delays, approval barriers, or just not be available at all in the United States. So if you're in the market now, availability and pricing are decent for the moment, but the clock is ticking towards December and the future is less than certain. So I would say make purchase decisions based on your current needs, keep an eye on the regulatory updates, and remember that anything that is announced or submitted for approval before the deadline could potentially squeeze through. Anything after could potentially hit a brick wall. But again, I will continue to update you as I learn more. These are tools that we use as content creators, as photographers, and as videographers all the time. And so I'm gonna try to keep you posted as best I can. Now, if you wanna support what I'm doing here, consider becoming a channel member. You get access to exclusive resources like LUTs and presets, highlighted comments, members-only live videos, and early access to new uploads. If you're looking to book a photo or video session, all details are down in the description. I'm in Las Vegas, LA, Riverside, Orange County, and San Diego. Down there, you'll also find all of my gear links, including my 2025 Content Creator Essential List for anyone who's looking to get started. Now, those are affiliate links, so if you pick anything up, it does help the channel. Also, don't forget, I am rebuilding my Instagram after losing my original account. There's a giveaway going on to help get the word out. Just follow me there. Subscribe here, drop a comment that says I followed you on Instagram, and you'll be entered to win free gear. But as always, the easiest way to support me and the channel here is just to like this video, hit the subscribe button. Those are both free, and it really, really helps. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.